camera should you buy? Let me tell you why that's the dumbest question that you could ask. But in all seriousness, let's talk about why that's a ridiculous question. It's like asking what car you should buy. Like, I don't know, what is your budget? Are you going to drive passengers? Are you looking to take the top off and go to the beach? I don't know. The same thing with cameras. For some reason, laziness is accepted in a lot of videography and filmmaking forums, so that question gets asked daily. In fact, you know what? I'm mad about it. I'm mad about it because it's so lazy. Are you not even going to try to research? There's like a million resources now. I mean, you can even ask AI. This is what I want to do with the camera. What is the best? You want to have a safe space to talk and have discussions, but please don't be lazy and at least try to figure out what you want the camera for, because that will dictate what people tell you. So before I tell you what I personally think you should buy, remember, do research, figure out what you want the camera for. Are you gonna make money with it? Is this just something you wanna learn to take photos? And have a realistic budget. You can't just say, oh, for $500 I want the world, because you're not gonna get the world. If you buy a car that's like in the low thousands, the AC might not work, or it might have like a bad transmission or something. So just be realistic. Don't be lazy. Now on to my actual suggestions. So if your budget is under $1,000, which there's a lot of people in this category, and you want to do video, even photo, I would recommend just using your phone. Now I know that that's outlandish to think that you would use your phone if you have a small budget, but let me tell you why. Because you can shoot great video for under $1,000 with your phone. This is the iPhone 15. It can be pricey, but if you're using a phone from anywhere in the range of the past 5 years, you should be fine. This one in particular, the iPhone 15, can literally shoot log. You can shoot great legitimate video with this thing. Then your question is, well, if I already have a phone and I have a video budget, like what should I buy with it? You should focus on audio and lights. My whole light kit and everything I use is under in the description, so you can go look at that if you want to see what I use. You should focus your budget on lights and audio. So here's my example little vlogging kit, because I have been vlogging on my phone, so you can literally see me using my phone. Now I've had to tweak the settings a little bit, like I did mess up the first time with the color profiles, because the iPhone by default does this like weird HLG kind of thing, and then you go into Premiere and then it messes up your colors. But anyways, once you figure it out and you figure out all the stuff, it's actually legitimately good. So this is my current vlogging kit, and this is all under $1,000. I mean, I think that I have to look up the iPhone 15, but I think it's somewhere in the ballpark of like 800, depending which model you get. I have a couple different Rode mics, but this is the first generation one, so I use it for vlogging now, and I figured out how to use it on the phone. The mics, and then a little dongle. You have to figure out for your phone and your generation mics how to connect it, but you can also use the DJIs that just came out. Like, there's tons of options for mics that you can attach to your phone. I recommend the Rodes. I hear good things about the DJI as well. And the other thing that I use to transfer footage is this SanDisk that is multi-sided. So you have your USB-C, and then you have USB on the other side. So you can literally take your footage straight out of your phone and put it into your laptop. Super fast. Well, not super fast. This thing is not the fastest, but you know, this is all like extremely cheap, and like I said, I use it for vlogging. So this is a fantastic setup that I do recommend if you don't have a ton of budget. This is a great place to get started. This is a great place to make YouTube videos, and then take the extra money that you would have used getting some random old camera and use that budget, focus on audio and lights, because I think that's more important. Also, this little tripod I found, which I'll also link in the description, is fantastic. This thing puts your phone here, okay, and then you also have like you have a shoe mount here, and then this thing literally turns into like an actual tripod stand. Like, come on, it doesn't get better than that. Like, you can record totally viable video and vlogs and get started on your content journey, TikTok, whatever you're trying to do, with just a phone. It's kind of just busted. It's OP.
The following side by side is some footage I shot for another video with my iPhone in the same exact setup, so you could see what the iPhone looks like versus a $3,000 camera. This is the lighting setup I use. It is just a Falcon Eyes RTX 18 with a bed sheet, and I'm gonna link all of that down in the description.
Now you might be like, well, Cam, I actually want to make money in video. Well, what do I do? Well, then you need to figure out a couple other things with me, okay? You need to increase your budget probably to around $1,500 is what I would say is a good realistic number to get started with actual professional video, or at least selling video to clients or shooting weddings or whatever. There's a lot of offerings in this category, so it's gonna be hard for me to say one camera or to be like, go buy that. I shoot Sony, so I'm gonna lean towards Sony. Every brand is the same in a different toilet. I really do not obsess over gear at all, and I think you shouldn't either. It doesn't really really matter that much as to what brand you go with. It's all about like, what do you want the camera for? If you intend to shoot news and you might want to look into the camcorders, because you could just kind of be able to shoot things quickly and you're up and running really fast. If you want to shoot weddings, you're gonna want full frame because you're probably not gonna have access to lights. If you're going to shoot shorts and films and all that stuff, maybe you want to look into Blackmagic. They have a bit more like range, and they're better for that kind of stuff if you have the time to set them up. If you're like a run and gun type person and you just need stuff, I definitely would go with Sony. Canon has kind of fallen off with their video offerings. They're kind of coming back a little bit, but they're an option too. Like all of the brands have great stuff. It's all about what do you want to use the camera for. I definitely would opt for full frame and lenses, good access to lenses. So one of the reasons that I didn't historically like Panasonic that much is because they didn't have as much of a lens choice compared to the other brands. But if you're able to go and get the lenses and do all of that, like that, Nikon, they're historically better for photography. So I haven't messed around with them too much because I've always leaned towards video, even when I was doing photos for fun. I'm sure that they also have good cameras. It's just, what do you want to do with it? Are you gonna go do nature photography? It also, by the way, if you don't figure out what you want to do with it, the figuring out what you want to do with it dictates everything. If you want to go do nature photography, the lenses you get are different. If you want to go do sports, maybe. If you want to just get video of you snowboarding or whatever, like you could get a GoPro. There's just so many options, but you have to figure out what you want to do with it and not go on threads and ask what camera should I get without any other further information or without doing your own due diligence. Now, if you come onto these threads and you're like, hey, I want to shoot weddings and these are my 3 options that I'm looking at. Any ideas? Any thoughts? Any plans? Like that's different. That's a different kind of question where you've actually done your research. I hope I cleared some things up for you. Get shooting. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. Don't listen to all the videos you see on YouTube. They're trying to sell you their affiliate links, and I have affiliate links down in the description, but I'm not trying to sell you anything. In fact, I think the less money that you spend, the better.